Okay. How y'all doing today? Okay, there we go. Happy Saturday. Hello, I'm great. How y'all doing? Hey, Jahan. Thank you for the gifts. Hey, Christina. Let me see who's on YouTube. Hey, Janine. Hey, Nacy. Hey, Margaret, Rhonda, Denise, Darnell. Hey, Christopher. How you doing? All right. So let's get into this. Hey, Kay. Let's get into this read. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Z. And today I'm reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. One more time. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Yeah. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Yeah. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Ooh. To book a private reading with me or to shop in my store, all that information is in the description box below. All right, hey Lisa, hey boo. Miss Blacklisted, hey boo. Um, who is this vulgar, nasty looking? Ew, yeah, let me get you out of here, you creature. Yuck. Yeah, it's too early to be that ugly. Yuck. I'm sorry, y'all. It's way too early to be that ugly, okay? You probably didn't even wash up. You probably didn't even cook you a nice breakfast and you up here just yuck. Anywho, let's stay on board. Let's stay on track. Thank you. So, channel message here is, what are you doing to us? What are you doing to us, okay? So this is a collective read. Not everything is going to resonate with you. Take what resonates and leave the rest, okay? So I was in meditation last night. Actually, when I got out of meditation, I was cracking up. I really was. I had tears coming down my eyes and everything, because it was this big dark room that I was in, and I heard nothing but like cries and like shrieks and shrills. So I'm a Scorpio, and you know, I have a darker nature or dark humor. So you know, it may not be for everybody, but I'm just letting you know that's just who I am. Okay. So there was a lot of like crying and stuff within the meditative state, and I wanted to lean in closer to see if I can actually see what was going on. So I did. And when I did, I saw someone in more so like a fetal position. But they were praying and they were rocking as they were praying in this fetal position. And the more that they kept rocking is like the more that they kept getting hit, if that makes sense. So this person, and the reason why they were in that fetal position is because they had to protect themselves. And anyone knows that if you have been hurt or abused by any, you know, of an experience, you tend to kind of go like that to kind of protect yourself from the hits or the blows, right? But the tables have turned in regards to this group here. So that is what I saw. I saw them in that fetal position. I saw them with like just kind of praying out or kind of like yelping out or crying out for help, but no one was there. I was there. And as I looked closely to see what it was, I noticed that it wasn't a good energy, of course. It was more of a low vibrational energy. I'll just put it in that way. Low vibration to the point where they did not have any energy left, or more so they were depleted. And it's like they can't handle what's happening to them. So what they kept saying, and there were many other energies that were there, the energy that were there looked very distorted, very tattered, and very worn out and beat up and things of that nature. So it just kept asking, what are you doing to us? What are you doing to us? Hey, how y'all doing? So they kept asking, they're trying to ask for help, or they were asking for assistance to get out of the situation that they're currently in. And the more that they kept saying, what are you doing to us, the more harsher it became. So it got to the point where it was so harsh. We was in that scene, and then it kind of like flipped over to another scene where they were in a complete dried state, like a desert state, and it was super hot. I wasn't hot. I was very cool, or I was in like a cool attire or cool suit. It didn't affect me. I was just watching what was happening. And I saw those same individuals that was causing harm to a lot of people, putting people in harm's way, you know, doing harmful things towards others and taking from people and things of that nature. I saw those individuals being like severely, harshly reprimanded for what they have done. So I saw that their money was taken away. I saw their house was taken away. Their car was taken away. Their friends and families that they love or they put on the pedestal, like everything was just being taken away from these individuals here. And as more things was taken away from them, it just started to get even like darker and drier. So I don't know if you, well, shoot, if you live in Texas, you know how hot the sun can be. Yeah, Texas sun is like disrespectfully hot, but sometimes it's so hot to where you might feel like you can't catch your breath or you can't breathe because of how hot it is. Like that's the type of energy it felt when I was looking into what they were going through here. So they're not doing well, and they just keep asking, what are you doing to us? When they say, when they meant the word you, they're literally meaning the collective here. What is the collective doing to us? So this person, a group of people here, is telling people that you're doing things towards them. You are the reason why that they're in this very harsh, severe karma. You're not the reason why they're in this harsh, severe karma, because you warned them about the karma that was coming. You warned them about the impending doom if they don't stop, that something bad is going to happen. You told them this. So therefore, you're not responsible for what happens to them. So we have misread signs, okay? They misread your signs. They misread your forewarnings. They did. They didn't believe it. They didn't think it was real. They didn't think your warnings were real. They didn't think the things you were saying were true, which is very odd. Because these type of individuals, they live by words, but not by actions. You live by actions. So someone can say, hey, I'm about to do this for you. You're like, oh, okay. You ain't listening to the word. You looking at the action. Hey, you're looking at the action. And if the action is not matching up with the words, then you know what I mean? You're like, oh yeah, you can, you know, you told this person, you spoke to this person numerous times that if you don't stay away from these individuals, something harsh will happen. Your life will fall apart. You're going to lose your car. You're going to lose money. You're going to lose friends. You're going to lose family. You probably might even lose yourself. And that y'all have to take that how y'all need to take that, because somebody they're going to need a fish fry or a shrimp fry or some kind of fry, a French fry. They're going to need some kind of fry. Because it's that bad, it's that serious in regards to what is happening to this group of individuals. And they're learning now that there is a God. That's what they're learning. So because of your warnings, or more so your consistent warnings in regards to telling them that, hey, you shouldn't do that, and they didn't take heed to it, you made some of these individuals a believer. You did. They will never tell you that though. You made some of these individuals who didn't believe in whatever it is, that whatever background you come from, they didn't believe in it. And you made a believer out of them when you gave them the warning, the forewarning. And now that they're actually in the midst of the storm, they can't handle the chaos because they weren't prepared to be in the middle of the chaos. To be in the middle of the chaos represents peace. They're not peaceful. They're not peaceful within, and they're not peaceful outside of themselves. So when something like this do occur, or when a situation or experience or a negative experience do occur and they're being thrown to the wolves, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Now they're trying to be dependent on you, or more so they're dependent on fear, because that's what's really driving them. That's the reason why they did everything to begin with, fear. So as I was sitting earlier in meditation this morning, I had a couple of questions for myself in regards to like psychological points of view in regards to why they do the things that they do. And a question that came up for me was, why is it that when someone don't like something, some place, or someone, the first thing they want to do is destroy it? Why is that? From a psychological aspect, I asked myself that question. And I came up with the conclusion here, based on the experiences that I've experienced. I came up with the conclusion here that it's because they don't have control over the thing that they don't like. It makes them feel icky. It triggers them. It makes them act out in very odd ways, and they don't want that thing, person, or place to get them to act in that way, because that's truly who they are. That's the ancient history of who they are. That makes sense? They don't want you to be aware that they have a very dark, dark side. So they wear masks around individuals who they feel that they can adopt to or adapt to, so that way people don't see that darker side of them. They're trying to hide that darker side because they are fully aware that if other people are aware just how dark they can become or evil that they can become, no one is going to want to be around them. No one is going to believe them, and they won't have control, right? So they were dependent on you, or more so, I take that back. You gave them the warning signs, they ignored it. They heckled you. They said you ain't nothing, and you ain't this, and you ain't that, and you unwell, and you da da da, whatever the case may be. And they ripped and shred your name to no end, right? Whatever. But I strongly feel the reason why they did that here is because they could not have control over the truth in regards to what you were saying. And again, I mentioned before, your truth can trigger people. It truly can, and that is what's happening here. This person was coming off around you that they were the truth, that they were speaking truth, that they are the truth, all of these things here. So when you match the energy, or when you match in regards to what they were saying here, and you started to hit them back with the truth, it was too much for them to handle. Way too much for them to handle, to the point where they felt that they were losing control over you because you spoke too much truth. Hopefully that makes sense. So now I'm understanding as to why when someone don't like something, someone, or someplace, the first thing they exhibit is some form of a disgust, like ugh. They don't even have to know what it is, who that person is, or the place, or whatever the case may be, right? But they just figure deep down within their little dark black heart of theirs that is just something that they see, they perceive as maybe evil or wrong or whatever the case may be. And they automatically assume that it has to be destroyed because they can't have control over that. So if they can't have control over that, you think they're going to have control over themselves? Absolutely not. So this is why they keep asking, what are you doing to us? And all you're doing is speaking truth. That's truly what they want to say, but they don't know how to say it, because if they do say it, it's going to show that they were the liar since day one. So these individuals are flipping out of their mind because they live by the, I don't know, they lived in lies. They're literally in a fetal position, and you're just speaking truth. You ain't touching them. You ain't nowhere near them. You're literally just speaking truth. But truth travels and it hits hard. And that's exactly what your truth is doing. Stop, don't do it. That's how they are, in a fetal position, because they can't handle the truth in regards to who they thought or said they were. Make this make sense. Because if you speak in truth and you keep claiming that you are the truth, it's not going to trigger you. Is it? Is it going to trigger you? No, it's not. Because that's what the truth is. That's what you resonate with. If that makes sense. So you were dealing with individuals that lived a very facetious life or lifestyle, and they were nothing but liars. And they lived in their fear of lies. They did, not you. Once again, that's why they keep doing it behind your back. They need the control to look a certain way. They're dependent on you, though, which is the odd part. They're dependent on you to have them have control over you. Don't let that go over your head. They had to, or they wanted to become dependent of you, or yes, they wanted to become dependent on you so they can feel like that they had control over you. They need you, but yet in the same sentence, they want to also control you, but yet they need you. How does that work? How does that work? It just doesn't. It doesn't. What are you doing to us? We're speaking truth. That's what we're doing. We're not harming anybody. We ain't putting no one in harm's way. No, you're not. In this predicament, this instance here, no, you're not. Your truth is actually protecting you. So we have victim mentality here. Now they're in the victim mentality. Stay away from the collective. The collective is this. The collective is that. The collective will do this to you. The collective ain't doing a darn thing but speaking truth. That's it. You say you speak truth, right? Okay, well, check this out. Truth, 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 truth. No, that's too much. That's too much. No, that's not true. No, that can't be true. Why not? Then why are you calling yourself something that you're not, Karmic? Why can't you face the music of the so-called truth that you are speaking, Karmic? Why don't you have supporting evidence in regards to the so-called truth that you speak, Karmic? Because it was never true from the beginning. Again, when someone fears something, someplace, or someone, the first thing they want to do is show a form of disgust when they don't like it. And then secondly, once they exhibit that expression of disgust, the second thing that they do here is then they try to attack it because they don't have control over the thing that is triggering them. So i.e. you're speaking truth. That's triggering them. They want to put hands on you. They want to put you in harm's way. They want to oppress you. They want to do so many different things so you can stop triggering them. You are a walking trigger. You're a walking trigger is what you are. Figuratively, literally. And they can't stand that. That's why they can't stand you, because it's something about you that's always have the truth about, or you're always the truth, or you always speak truth, and that bothers them. Yeah. Believe it or not, and I know you said G Royal says on YouTube, I'm not doing anything though. Kind of in the way you are, you're speaking truth. That is something. Something is something, nothing is nothing. If that makes sense. So kind of in a way, yeah, you are. You are doing something. You're speaking truth. It say brutal, child. I don't know if I can put this on TikTok. So there was a knife on there. So it says brutal though. I ain't gonna show that picture on here. It says future. Okay. Point of view. Hey, boo. We have technology versus technology. So, okay. So say versus technology. So their future is very brutal from a point of view. They're receiving a different point of view in regards to how brutal their situation is now. Basically their karma, or them having to sit in with the consequences in regards to the actions that they took. So it's versus technology though. So it's like they're fighting against the internet or social media or social constructs or social constraints. Many things social, individuals, people in general, right? versus technology. People are now getting a bigger scope or a bigger glimpse or a bigger picture, like online. People are now awakening. People want the truth. People are searching for the truth. People, you know what I mean? People want to resonate more with truth. People want to know what's going on, things of that nature. So the technology of all this here is that because people are now awakening as to what is going on, what have people been hiding and things of that nature here, it puts them in a position here where they feel that their future is going to be brutal because of the information that's being disseminated amongst, you know, the internet, newspapers, etc. here. And that is you. That makes sense. You are the truth. However that resonates for you. You speak truth. So whatever type of truth that you speak, it is also helping other people to awaken as well too, to understand, hey, that's not right. Hey, try this way. There's a different way to do this. There's a new opportunity for this. There's a new path for this. You know what I mean? That's what's happening here. It's like the earth is more so like the frequency is rising, if that makes sense. So they feel, well, I don't know if I can use it that way. So immigrant came up again, right? Maybe they feel like they don't belong. Maybe they feel like that they don't belong. They can't get with the program or they can't get with the times. So integrity is here. In order to get with the times or in order to keep up with what's going on, you have to have integrity. You have to. I mean, you don't have to, but it's highly advised or suggested for you to have integrity, healthy integrity, because it could be a false positive in integrity as well too. And there's a lot of people that have that. They have false integrity. So, they feel very lonely. No, I'm not. You gonna have to pay for that, boo. You want me to interview you? You gonna have to pay me for that. Yeah, you gonna have to pay me for that. If you want me to interview you, you want to get into this mind here, you gonna have to pay for that. Yeah, I'm being honest with you. Yeah, so you gonna have to figure that out. No, ma'am. Anywho, we have fantasy setting. Fantasy setting. So they created a fantasy here before all this took place that they would have never been discovered. That's what they did. And they can't handle the fact that their story is crumbling down because everyone is seeing them for who they are. Perspective. Perspective. They wanted you to be dependent on their perspective. They didn't want to be dependent on yours because your perspective forces them to change, and they weren't ready for that. They were coming up, literally, they were coming up against the big leagues. What would be you? You are the big leagues when it comes to speaking the truth, and they know this. They want to be around you, but they can't be around you because they can't stand you in regards to the truth that you speak. It's too much. Why do you have to speak so much truth? Why do you have to say it like that? And normally when you speak truth, it just be regular. Nah, that ain't it. Yeah, that's it. They think it's very mean. Like, why do you have to say it that way? More so in the way that you deliver it. And you just be speaking like it's just normal, if that makes sense. You can get this from Amazon. It's a tapestry. They were unaligned. Yes, they were. They were unaligned with the signs that you were given to them. They didn't believe it because they didn't want to believe it, because they didn't want to change. There have to be at least a small seed of belief in order for you to change the narrative of a situation. And they weren't ready to believe that. They still wanted to be in La La Land, fantasy. But yet they say that you were in La La Land. You weren't in La La Land. Their perception of you being in La La Land is you be by yourself. Oh, they always by themselves. They may talk to themselves. They this and that. No. No. And why are you getting so mad? Or why are you talking about the collective being by themselves? Being alone, not for a long time, of course, but being alone from time to time is really good for you. It's great for you. How else you going to hear the messages? How you going to know what's what and what's up? You need to be able to sit down quietly to convene with self to understand and, okay, yeah, I need to do that. Nope, I don't need to do that. You need to be fully aware of self. So there's nothing wrong with you sitting with self and connecting. That's how you get your messages. So for them to say, oh, they're so boring, they're always by themselves and they do this and they're off and they're weird. Okay. But why are we not struggling then? Why are we not in the situation that they in? They were unaligned to your signs because they weren't ready to believe it. They wanted to stay in that La La Land. They wanted to stay in that fantasy land that they created. And then they got mad at you every time you try to show them, hey, get into alignment. No, I want to stay unaligned. No, get into alignment. No, I want to stay unaligned, to the point where they were willing to hurt you. They couldn't handle you, which is very odd. Then why call for something that you can't handle? Why do you keep calling for the truth if you can't handle it? Make that make sense. Because they're not, clearly. They don't make sense. Then they have an attitude with you. So you got an attitude with me. You asking me for help unknowingly. We're coming towards you to give you the help that you're asking for, and you giving us a bad attitude, a stank attitude. And then even on top of that, adding poop on top of that, you're trying to hurt us or put us in harm's way. Because they don't have control over your truth that they ask for, that they claim that they live. So they live by words, not actions. They can say whatever they want to say to you, but the action never, ever, ever, never, ever connects to the words that they speak. So somebody lying here. Because your words should match with your actions. They doing it half-assed. Just their words, no action. And they don't want you to see that all they have is just words. That's it. Your words could be powerful or your words could harm you. You're going to have to take it how that resonates. If you have to, who are they? If you have to ask me who are the people are in your life, then maybe you don't need to be here. I don't know your life, okay? This is a collective read. Not everything gonna resonate with you. If you don't know what's going on in your life, then you need to sit down and you definitely need to get yourself together. I mean, that's the best answer I can give to you. I don't get it. Who are they? You don't know who's who in your life? Are you living your life or is someone living your life for you? I don't get it. Why do y'all ask that question? Anywho, we have support. We have support here. So, interesting. Now they're trying to, they want to come back around to support the perspective to support the perspective of the warning that you gave to them. Now they want to come back around. Now they want to use the truth as an emergency line or a get out of free card. Absolutely no. No, absolutely not. When I give you a warning, I give you a warning for a reason, and that's up to you. I don't hate you, or I'm neutral when it comes to that. It's either you listen or you don't listen. That's up to you. It's not gonna make me any type of way. I'm still gonna be moving forward with my life. So me knowing that and saying that here, if you're coming towards me for advice and you decide not to take my advice, okay, that's fine. But some things happen to where you should have taken my advice. Don't come back. I mean that. Don't come back. What are you wasting your time for? What are you wasting my time for? And that could be spun in many different ways. I say that generally, collectively speaking. Don't waste my time. Especially if I keep giving you ample amount of warnings in regards to whatever you're trying to come towards me with. Hey, well, no, you shouldn't do that. Try it this way, whatever the case may be. You just take my information, collectively, generally speaking, you take my advice and fall on deaf ear because you want to misread the signs, karmic, which is your call. You can do whatever you want to do. That's their free will. Got to do what they got to do. So they misread the signs, and now they're in fear and they have victim mentality, which makes no sense. This makes no sense. They don't make sense. They don't. And these are individuals here who think that they are smarter than you or who could run game on you, but don't even have control of themselves. They're literally soiling their pants. I can't say how I want to say, so I have to use a different word. They're soiling their pants based on fear. Fear. The moment they become in fear, or the moment that they are in fear, is because they lost control. And when people lose control, they get into a space of chaotic fear to where they just start to just self-destruct. And that's what's happening here. They're self-destructing because of how triggering your truth can be. Oh, well. Then don't be around me if you can't handle the truth. I mean that. Stay away from me. I don't care if you don't like me. Stay away from me if you can't handle my truth. It is what it is. I don't want to be around liars. I despise liars. I loathe liars. I cannot stand them. I'm so for real. Don't come around me with no foolery. Don't come around me with no lies. I don't like it and I won't tolerate it. I won't. Because liars tend to lie for the most smallest simplistic thing. And you'd be like, why would you lie? That's so simple. You lying about that? And then when you let that slide, that lie becomes bigger and bigger and bigger to the point where it can now start to affect you. So I don't want no parts of liars. I don't want to deal with no liars. Stay away. Stay far away. I don't care what nice words you speak. Does your action equate to the words that you speak? Does it? And if it doesn't, stay away. I don't want to hear no excuse. Because excuses is just a ploy that they use to get more opportunities out of you. That's what excuses are. Well, let me just say this to you. Well, I'm sorry and I didn't know and I did. No, excuses is just another form of covert opportunities that they utilize or that they mask to try to get another whatever out of you. No, absolutely not. And whoever's mad, that's on them. Tell them go suck an egg. That is on them. Oh, well. Tell them suck an egg. Oh, well. So we have red flag here. Okay. We have red flag here. Then we have external influence and reckless. Yeah, they were very reckless. Yes, they were. They were very, very, very reckless in regards to the decision that they made. And like I mentioned before, they have every right to make whatever decision that they want to make for their life because they're the one that have to live it. You don't have to live it. You don't have to live their life. Despite who it is, a mom, a brother, an uncle, a cousin, a sister, a child, a grandmother, grandfather, an ex-spouse, ex-lover, whoever, however, ex-friend, friend. You can't live anyone's life but your own. That's it. That's all. That's why we came singly. When we are born, we come in one at a time, not two at a time. Even if you having twins or triplets, you can't take them all out at once. You take them out one at a time. We come out one of a time, or one at a time. That's what makes you uniquely you, despite what the circumstances may be. So with external influence and reckless here, I mean, that's on them. Hey, Tink. So you should not be reprimanded for the choices of someone else's free will. You shouldn't be. So I got to get in trouble because you failed? No. We gave you the warning. You decide to ignore the warning. That's your prerogative. And this is how people learn. Because sometimes who don't hear, they didn't take heed to the warning, so now they have to feel it. Now they feeling the energy. They're feeling it and they can't take it. That has nothing to do with you at all. At all. They living in a fantasy land and realizing that they're moving forward. Their life is completely going to be brutal because of the bad advice. Because of the bad advice that they received from another person. Your advice was great, but it was very far-fetched. It was very different. It was very new. It was very edgy, something that they've never heard before. Whatever that advice may have been towards the person that you tried to warn. They couldn't comprehend. They couldn't understand it. You all the way up here and they're all the way down here, and they coming up to you asking you for advice. You all the way up here and they're like, huh? Huh? What? Wait, huh? That's how they look. Huh? Huh? Man, I'm not doing that. That's dumb. I'm not. Okay. Well, then don't do it. Don't do it. And look what happened when they didn't do it. So now they have to feel, oh, well. It's a challenges. Humiliation. What you do to yourself won't shift me. I mean that, especially negatively. Whatever you do to yourself, it won't shift me. I'm just gonna watch you though. If my spirit leads me to give you a warning, I'm gonna give you a warning. I'm gonna give you a very strong warning, and I'm very fair with that. But I'll tell you, I may tell you a couple times. And if you don't take heed to it, well, that's you. You gonna eat your own shame, not me. I won't eat your shame. You gonna eat your shame. Yeah, them, the karmics will eat their shame. Why I eating your shame for? I didn't create it. I didn't cook it, and I'm not going to eat it. I don't create shame for me, so why should I eat your shame that you create? No, sit down and eat your shame. Eat it. What's the question? Eat your own shame. So they lost faith. I mean, well, of course. They're losing faith because they don't have any help from you anymore. You left. When they didn't understand you and you kept speaking truth, they tried to attack you for speaking truth, but just trying to merely help them. So you was like, I'm getting up out of here. You ain't gonna be putting me in no harm's way. So when they realized that they by themselves here now, victim mentality. What are you doing to us? Why are you doing that to us? We didn't do anything to them. What did we do? What did we do? But speak truth. The truth is so harsh, it's making you sick. The truth is so harsh, it's making you tremble. The truth is so harsh, it's making you lose self-control. Well, dang. Well, dang. Wrong person. You was the wrong person to come for. Like I keep telling you, that truth is like shoo 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 shoo. Yo, your truth is just like that, boo. Okay? Hit like lightning strikes. Boom. You don't know when the lightning gonna hit. You just know what's coming. When you hear that thunder, the thunder is you giving the warning. That's the thunder. The thunder comes before the lightning, not the lightning comes before the thunder. You always hear thunder first before the lightning comes down, right? So you as the thunder coming with the warning, and you were clapping, making all them noises to tell them, hey, that's not the right path to go down to. And what happened? Well, they stuck underneath a tree, hey, a family tree at that, and they got struck. You were the wrong person to come for. Didn't they say never to stand underneath a tree under a thunder and lightning storm? And they went directly underneath that family tree. They're the one that caused it, not you. What you caused? Damn. What did you cause? The truth. The thunder. The thunder just, right? You ain't listen? Okay, well, let me show you some. Because they want to kept coming for you. No problem. So when that lightning strike, they went directly underneath that tree. And that lightning struck the tree. Struck that big tree, overgrown, dying tree, family tree, that was hidden in plain sight. And the moment that that lightning struck that tree, everyone's seeing it. Everything, all the parts, the darker parts of the tree are falling apart. It's falling down. It's breaking down. The branches is coming down. Everything is falling apart in this family dynamic. Because they can't handle the lightning, where are they going to go for cover? And that's figuratively speaking, of course, or metaphorically speaking. Where are they going to go for cover? They can't come to you for cover. You were giving them the warnings. They didn't even have a house or a foundation to protect themselves in, which is themselves. They don't know how to protect themselves from self. All they know how to do is destroy themselves with self. That's all they know how to do. But you, on the other hand, you know how to do it because you've experienced it. You learned from it. So therefore you graduated. Now you have the certificate, the diploma, whatever, however, to graduate or to go to the next level with the information of the experience that you went through. And what did they did? What did they do? Or what did they do? Or what did they try to do? The protection comes from within. A lot of people don't know that. Your spiritual protection comes from within. Where else is it going to come from? Again, this is why I advocate for you guys to sit down and to meditate. Sit with self. Don't be afraid to sit by yourself. Shoot, don't be afraid to go out to eat by yourself. Don't be afraid to go out and have a drink by yourself, a soda, okay? Or water, something, Don't be afraid to do things by yourself, because the more that you lean into you, the more you want to learn more about you. The darker parts, the deeper parts that's hidden needs to be sat with, to be discovered, or to be traveled to. If that makes sense? That's why you need the light and the dark. You need to be balanced. And you are so, and if you're not, you will be. But they're not. They don't have both light and dark, or they don't operate out of both sides. They operate solely out their dark side, and that's fine. They can do what they want to do. But don't call for the truth when you're not ready for the truth to be wielded, because that's all we got, and that's what we come in with, period. I'm just saying. That's what we coming with, period. That is crazy. They done strike the family tree with their foolishness because they refuse to take cover, or they refuse to heed the warning to the thunder that was coming towards them. And you were making a lot of noise. You were. You weren't quiet about this. You were very vocal about it. You were. And they played with the wrong one, which was you. How the hell you gonna play with somebody that has the truth, that's holding the truth? Are you okay, Karmic? Are you really okay? They wanted to do it behind closed doors at that. You trigger them so much that they don't want other people to be aware that your truth triggered them so much behind closed doors. And the only, oh, okay, thank you. The way that they felt that they can get control with you here is that when they were outdoors amongst other people, peers, or your associates and friends of that nature, they try to shift the control to make it seem like that you don't have control of self. That's why they tried to do all what they could towards you negatively behind closed doors. So the moment that you will go outside or be in public, whatever the case may be, they thought that they can get you to react in a certain way to regain control over the control that they don't have with you. But they don't come right out and tell you or say, of course, that this is what they're trying to do. But that's exactly what they're trying to do, or this is exactly what they have done. They not fooling nobody, period. They're not fooling anyone. And this is how you have to do it, straight to the chest. Ahaya. To the chest, straight to the chest, to the point where they're growing hair, whether it's a man or a woman, growing hair all over their chest because of the truth that they can't take. Let it upset their spirit, upset their blighted spirit. It needs to be shifted and changed into something positive. And if it can't be changed into something positive, well, then you're going to have to move around with that blighted spirit. I don't want no blighted spirit around me at all. I don't. I don't want no toxic spirit. I don't want no type of spirit like that around me at all. When you were having your conversations behind closed doors, you would give them the truth, but that's all you need. You ain't got to curse at them. You would say what you need to say, and that's the truth. It's raw. It is what it is. And while they're sitting there listening to the truth that you're speaking about them, it's like, oh my gosh, they want to put their hands on you. You never realize that when you get into an argument or a disagreement with someone or miscommunication with someone, they get so angry at you that they want to put their hands on you, is because you're triggering them with the truth that you see of them. That's why for some of you guys, when you were younger, you were abused in that way because you spoke too much truth in regards to the person that was trying to speak lies about you. So a mom, dad, brother, sister, uncle, whatever the case may be. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. When you speak truth, people that speak lies lose control. Let me say that again. When you speak nothing but truth, people that speak lies is going to lose control. But in order for the mass to stay up, they need to ensure that you are on the same bandwidth or wavelength of them in regards to speaking lies. How else is it going to work? How else is it going to work? And the thing about it though, so poor investment, so they start to come at how you look. They come at your face. They come at your hair, your clothes, your body, things of that nature, things that's not of importance in an argument, if that makes sense, because of how harsh. And you, like I said, it don't be harsh. It be like, yeah, that's why you ain't this and that's why you that. Like, you know, you're lazy or you are a procrastinator. You know, these are the things you may have said to them, and they know that they're lazy and they're a procrastinator, but they don't want you to know that you are spot on in regards to what you are saying about them. So in poor investment here, because they want control, because they can't handle the triggers of your truth, they try to, you know, push you or oppress you or do whatever it is that they can towards you to show you that they have control. If you have to put your hand on someone, you don't have control. If you have to incite or create or prioritize a false reality of fighting and arguing and things of that nature, you don't have control over self. You do not. I said it. You do not. I don't care what background you come from. You do not. If you got to do all of this just to maintain control. Well, how are you going to maintain control when you never had control in the first place? Clearly, based on the truth that you spoke. That was a huge red flag or a huge indicator or a huge sign that they never had control over self because they couldn't handle the truth in regards to what you were stating. So when they try to come towards you with lies and you like, oh, okay, whatever was not true, you ain't getting bent out of shape. You're not getting upset. You ain't yelling. You ain't screaming. Shoot, you ain't even giving it any time of day because you know what they're saying is not the truth. So now they're thinking, oh my God, wait. So they caught me in a lie. What's the word? They're not being affected by my lie. Oh God, what else do I have? What else do I have? Self-sabotage. That's what they have. And it's very deserving of them. Very, very, very deserving. They're so deserving of what they put onto other people. They are so deserving of it. It say unspoken truth. And 10 times out of 10, you probably don't even say anything to that person initially. They come and they start with you. You don't bother anybody. You in your own lane doing your whatever you're doing. Somebody eating okra and rice or stew chicken. Somebody's eating a Cobb salad. Anywho, so with unspoken truth here, you don't say nothing to these individuals. They the one coming for you. You literally just doing your thing. No, they want to come along and they want to bother you. It's like it's like they're a glutton for punishment when it comes for truth. It's like they know for a fact that you're going to speak the truth, but I guess they just want to test their little G, the little gangster, the little grunge, because the G within doesn't stand for God. It stands for grunge. They don't have no connection to God. They have a connection to grunge, grime. They don't know what the connection to God is about, because if they did, they wouldn't be doing none of this foolishness. So their connection is to grime, is to dirt. That's what it's to. But anywho, with this unspoken truth here, where you just remain quiet and you doing your own thing, they're going to try to come in and try to get you riled up. And then when you get riled up, you speak the truth and then they can't handle it. So then why are you bothering the collective then? Why? Why are you bothering the collective if you can't handle the truth? Because it just doesn't make sense. Oh, man. Step away. Step away. They wanted you to step away from the unspoken truth. You would have. The truth is in your reserve. It's something that just would never go away. It's always going to replenish. And the more that individuals who feel that they can hide their lies around your truth, they're gonna always play victim. They're gonna always play victim. Again, they live by words, not action. Anybody can say anything. I can tell you anything. But does my action equates to what I'm saying towards you? That's what you have to pay attention to. And most people survive, or most people only have words to survive. Remember, they're surviving. They're not living. They need you to live. They need to become dependent on you to live. No. And then you want to hurt and harm us because we're speaking truth, but yet the truth that we're speaking, you're so triggered by the truth that we speak? No. No. You can't get anything from me. You can't get a borrow from me. You can't get anything from me. You just can't. I don't care how you feel. It is what it is. Karmic. Risk versus reward. Okay. They did not outweigh the situation or the outcome, and they just went with the risk. And that's fine. You could do what you need to do. But because they didn't outweigh the risk versus the reward, and they just went with the risk, it was a poor investment. It was a poor investment. So you're responsible for their poor investments of choices, of decisions of their life? You're not. If anything, you should get cool points or flex points, and I just put it in that way, okay, for even giving them an opportunity to see that something bad was getting ready to happen, that you foresee that if they continue to go down this path, it's going to be a necessary ending. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't sound right. You're not smart. Yeah, what are you talking about? Look at the collective. The collective did it. Okay, well, why you don't have the same energy now, Heifer? Huh? Why you don't have that same energy now, Karmic? But instead, you in a fetal position, and you crying and you trying to pray your way out of this. You can't pray your way out of this, boo. The only way that you can get out of this is if you speak truth. That is the only way. I'm telling you. Which we all know they're not going to do. I got to tell the truth? Yeah, Heifer. You got to tell the truth. I can't do that. Yeah, because all they have are lies. There's not an ounce of truth that live in them. So of course they can't do what they don't have. How you want to do something with nothing? How? How does that work? You need something to do something, if that makes sense. If you don't have anything, how are you going to begin? So there's not an ounce of truth within their body or their bone or their spirit here. All it is lies. Where's the truth? How can they speak something that they never spoke before? They never spoke truth before. Look how deep they're in. They're in complete deep energy drain. So since they don't want to do the work, they want you to do the work for them. No, no, no. You're not a battery pack for other people. The battery belongs to you. Your energy belongs to you. And you need to do what you need to do for self. Someone's name is Xavier or Elias. Elias, I'm hearing Petal. They don't know how to speak the truth. I'm so for real. They don't know how to speak the truth because all they do is tell lies. They were willing to lie on you to hurt you. And look what the lies are doing to them now. They can't handle their own lies. They can't handle the truth and they can't handle their lies. So what happens? What's the next step? They can't handle the truth and they can't handle their lies. So if they can't handle both, what's next? Self-destruction. Lack of accountability. Desperate. Bottled up. Now they desperate to get out of what they put themselves in. Which is odd. Because of lack of accountability and because they're hiding what they have done towards you, they bottle it up. And now they're desperate to the point where they're going to explode. Everyone sees them, but they won't come out and say, yeah, I did it. That would drive somebody crazy. Like literally. It really would. Let me verify on TikTok. That would drive somebody unwell, like mentally unwell. So I'm a bite on that. So what's your name? Sandy says on TikTok, she just made a wrong decision. Okay, that's fine. We're human. There's nothing wrong with making a wrong decision. But what's wrong in regards to the wrong decision that a person can make is the lack of accountability. That's the issue. We all make wrong mistakes and bad mistakes from time to time, but you should be able to, hey, dang, you can acknowledge it. Hey, I made this mistake. Let me take accountability for it, and you learn from it. You're not making sense. All right, so I think you're a bot because you're all over the place. So I'm gonna just block you. You ain't making sense. So I'm gonna get you out of here. I'm not arguing with no. I'm just not. I ain't got time. Let's keep moving forward. Anywho, we have unseen. Now they want to be. Now they want to be unseen. They don't want to be seen. They feel seen, but they want to feel unseen. But they can't feel unseen until they take responsibility for what they have done, and they won't. Taking accountability for the mistake that you made is going to help you to be like, you know what, dang, I made that mistake. I didn't mean it. And if you are genuine about it, it's going to show. It's going to shift. Yep, I made that mistake. I take responsibility for that mistake I made. Let me go ahead and just fix this right now so I don't have to do this again or go through this again. And this is how you stay out of negative situations. This is how you stay out of it. That's a part of vulnerability as well. And lack of accountability can hide in someone's shadows. And of course, that's where they were plating. Somebody could be a chef, or you could be plating food, but the shadow side, that's all they know. From the darker parts of things, that's all they know. If they were honest and took accountability, they would not have been in the situation. But no, they want to enable lies. Okay, keep enabling it. It says lies. Keep enabling lies. So Timothy mentions, but can they call it a mistake if it's done repeatedly? No. Now they're just doing it because they have an excuse. Some people use truth as an excuse, or an excuse for truth, but it's not really the truth. Truth doesn't come with excuses. It is what it is. An excuse is something that you just kind of make up on a whim because you don't want to deal with that thing. You're trying to pardon yourself, or you're trying to excuse yourself from the thing that, you know what I mean? When you use excuse in that way. So no, I don't know. No. It's not a mistake if it's done repeatedly. It just becomes an excuse moving forward. So where's the accountability if all they have left are now excuses? There isn't any. So no. Failure anxiety. Avoiding failure also means avoiding success. You're stuck in planning mode and your potential's locked away. Success is achieved by trying. This is funny. Now they angry. Okay. Be angry. We don't care. We don't care. We good. You could be angry all you want, Karmic. What are you doing to us? We just speaking truth, boo. Try it sometimes. Try it. Because they know the minute that they speak the truth is the minute that everybody gonna know that they did it, and they can't handle that. You want me to do what now? Wait, you want me to confess what I did? Yeah, how else you gonna get out of this? And because they're so knee deep or neck deep into poo or foolishness, they don't want them receipts to be discovered, or they don't want them receipts to be shown to the public, but they're doing it on their own. A friend of me, there's a friend of me here that's really struggling right now. We have graduation day. You're graduating. You could be actually graduating, or you could be graduating from like source, because source or spirit or God, universe, Jesus, etc. That energy always give you some form of a test, and you pass this test with receipts because you were telling the truth, because your life is elevating. Your life is on the up and up because of the truth that you spoke. You cannot be in a high vibrance energy if you speak lies. You cannot. Don't let people lie to you, please. You can't. There's a friend of me here that you have receipts on in regards to what they have done towards you here, and they are going through it. They're going through it harshly as well too. They want to give up. The funny thing about it is that these individuals want to put you in this predicament, and now that they're in the predicament that they try to put you in, they can't handle it. How is it that you can send out chaotic energy, but the chaotic energy is in return, and you can't handle your own chaotic energy? How is that? Yeah, there's a friend that's really penny pinching, struggling really bad. They're not in harmony. Could be coming towards you for something. I don't know what something is, because they're not going to get anything from you. But we have karmics that are paranoid. They're paranoid. Can you help me? Can you help me, please? No. We got love bombing. They on a brick wall. They're hitting a brick wall. They may try to love bomb you. Here, okay, yeah. Here, look, here. That's what I got for you. Can you help me? No, heifer, we cannot. We cannot, and we will not. No, the answer is no. 9. Nope. Hell nah. No. The answer is no. That's the answer. Oh man. But what about, ain't no what about nothing. Don't what about anything. Don't come towards the collective with no lies. Ain't no what about nothing. What about you tell the truth? How about that? Tell the truth. Well, if I tell the truth, then people are going to know that I did it. Bingo. That's the first step for moving forward to a better phase in life, is by acknowledging what you have done. SOS. So the icing on the cake is that you are aware. You sounded the alarm. Other people are aware. They know that you are aware. That burns them up. It's like, ugh. And then also other people are aware as well too. And that's just like, oh, it's just over the top. So someone's heart is not doing well. Someone is going to have a heart attack. Someone's having issues with their foot. This is the karmics I'm speaking about specifically. Someone's having issues with their foot. Their foot may become amputated. Someone has diabetes, okay? Someone's having issues with their reproductive area. They may have to have like a hysterectomy. Someone is drinking a lot, okay? Someone lost their home in a house fire, okay? Someone lost multiple family members around them that they're keeping quiet. These are the things they're not speaking about, but I will, because this is a part of the truth. And people need to be aware as to all of the harmful things that they have done towards others. And you also need to be aware of the harmful things that are happening to them. That's the truth of it all. That's the truth of it all. It is what it is. Literally and figuratively, it is what it is. And they don't want anyone to be aware that they are suffering immensely. Oh, well. When they try to put you through that, they did it privately. Oh, okay, well, let's do this publicly then. Since you feel like you in so much control and power behind the scenes, well, let us show you the true power in front of everyone and see. Let's do that. Let's put our truth in front of everyone so everyone can see how much of a filth that you are behind closed doors. Karmic. SOS. Okay, whatever. Bye, Felicia. That's really a card. Bye, Felicia. That is funny. Bye, Felicia. Somebody's name could be Felicia. People know what they did to you, and they are fed up. People are fed up by these individuals here. They're fed up. So someone is very machismo, masculine pride, toxic masculinity, meeting manly expectations. Someone's fed up about, could be a masculine, low vibrational masculine that thinks that they can have control over other people. No one's going for that. You're not going for that. This is Bonnie and Clyde type of energy that is here. So it could be like a husband and wife, a boyfriend and girlfriend, just more so like us against the world. They're separating. They're not together. So whoever came up against you in a duo here, try to like do things towards you, that connection has broken. And then we have Repo here. Things are being taken away from them because of your detective skills. Because of your detective skills. So they feel like their life is being repoed or their life is being repossessed. Things are being taken away from them. I mean, hey, fair exchange ain't no robbery. I'm going to keep saying it. It ain't. Oh, well. Learn to treat people right. Learn to treat people right the first time, and you won't have to go through any of this. Again, if you don't like somebody, just move away. Walk away. Ignore them. Block them. You know how many people I don't like? I never once, oh, I don't like you, and I don't, yeah, man, unless you coming for me, that's different. But if I see somebody and I'm like, I don't even say anything. I just click off, I ignore it. If it bothers me, I block it. I don't go and do a hate thing and email and text and call. That's just weird. You're entitled not to like someone. You are. You're very entitled to. Don't cause harm to them. Just don't cause harm to them. Leave them alone. Okay, yeah, I don't like them. Okay, whatever. Just go about your life. That's it. You ain't got to do any of this. You don't. But if this is the game you want to play, okay. Because I'm going to keep saying it. You're not the 2 or the 3. Oh, thank you. I'm like, what is that? Thank you. You ain't the 2 or the 3. And they look like they saw the ghost. You're going to always be the 1. They look like they saw a ghost when you came through with the truth. And you just spilling the beans as you should, because that's a part of your truth. You're spilling the beans as you sit on your high vibrant throne, if that makes sense. And you vibing. You doing really well for yourself. They have the blues. They're depressed. They're stressed out. They may not be doing well up here. They're losing sense of reality. Their body is not well, as I mentioned. Somebody got into a really bad car accident. Their car was totaled. It's bad. People are sick within their family. That's what's in the dark. They're not talking about that. which I don't understand why not. You talk about everything else under the sun. Why you can't talk about your plight, Karmic? Why you can't talk about the downfall that you're currently in publicly, Karmic? If you can talk about us publicly, but behind our back, why can't we do it to you? I mean, hey, what's the issue? The only thing is you telling truth with facts. You can see it if you can tap in and see, or if you can visibly see it. But either way, you can see it. You can see it. That's the difference between your truth and their lies. You can see with truth. You can't see with lies. That's why people use it. People use lies to maneuver maneuver through truth. They really do. They're going to go all around the truth until they're able to come right back and connect with the lie. That's what they do. So, fair exchange ain't no robbery. I'm just saying. It ain't. And that's what shocks them. Oh, well. Leave people alone. You don't know who walks with who. Leave them alone. You don't know who walks with who. And I'm going to keep saying it. You don't. Leave them alone. Now they stuck. Okay. Visibly stuck. They're visibly stuck. This is vision. This is the vision right here. They're visibly stuck. And until they tell the truth, the longer that they stay back from not telling the truth, the harsher the karma is going to be. That's the only way they're going to get out. But like I mentioned, they have years of lies underneath their belt in regards to what they have done towards other people. And they are so afraid, so scared to come to terms with the truth of the situation. They are so afraid. So afraid. That's a them problem. That's not a you problem. You're not the one that lied. They did. Yeah, and they confused. Oh, well, that's on them. Could be a married couple that's coming up for eviction right now. Could be a Gemini. You could be a high vibrant Gemini, or you know a Gemini, however it resonates, that's going through insomnia. Could be a Taurus as well, with a message is coming. So you may be receiving a message that a Taurus is not doing well, or a Gemini is not doing well. They're very broke right now. They don't sleep. They also have hauntings within their home. They see spirits within their home. They're not talking about that, which I don't understand. But we have karma here. They ain't talking about that. Yeah, they see spirits of who they've, hurt before they transitioned. So they're being haunted by what they've done. That's another form of truth. When you cause harm to someone and you're not able to sit down and face what you have done towards that person, whether they are alive or not, that can eat somebody up alive. It can. What they've done to you is eating them up alive. Because you speaking about it. They're not ready for that truth. So it's going to eat them alive. And also the individuals that they have harmed as well. Yeah. So it's a constant repeat over and over and over. That's how you sit through your shadows, by facing it head on. But some people's shadows are so deep with a lot of different whatever. Sometimes it can come off to the person who has to face it as impossible, as if they can't face it because of how harsh the reality of the truth is. So what are they doing to us? We're just speaking truth. That's it. We just speaking truth. They try to put children involved in this. That's karma, because they are affecting a child or children in a way emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually. psychologically because they want to play a game with you. You don't play about children's lives. You don't play about their mental state, their financial state, their psychological state, their emotional state. You don't play about a children's development. You don't, because you can't get your way. Okay, cool. So since you can't get your way, well, karma gonna take care of it, and they getting their ass handled and tossed for what they have done to deprive a child. Until they say that what they have done, they're going to be in this karma. And every day that passes by that they refuse to admit what they have done in regards to you and other people, the karma is just going to get harsher and harsher and harsher. It's going to pull them apart. Y'all remember that man from I think it was from the 80s or 90s. It was like a doll, but you could stretch it. Was it Stretch Armstrong? I believe it was called Stretch Armstrong. I think it was made of like rubber or something, or Play-Doh or something. I think it was red. It was a commercial that they used to play. No, I don't think it was Ragdoll. I think it was Stretch Armstrong. I think that was the name of it. Gumby? I don't know. I don't think it was Gumby. I think it was Stretch Armstrong. Let me look. Hold on. I think it was Stretch Armstrong. Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was it. Let me see if I can make it bigger. It won't go. Let me see. Images. That's it. It won't go bigger for some reason. All right. Yeah, that's something like that. Yeah. Yeah, they did a lot of toxic things to hide like children's or a child's like mental state and emotional state. Like pulling this child away from you was affecting their mental state or emotional state at one point in time, you know? And then this person that took this child away from you was pretending like it was your fault, and it wasn't. They're getting handled for that too. Yeah, they did a lot of harmful things towards you, a lot. But this child or children is good. So every time I read about kids, it's good. So that's a good thing. Dreams come true of joy. So you'll be reunited with that child or children, which is good, good, good. Yeah, you've intuitively picked this up. We have stuck here. Okay. And then we have STD with family. So there's a family affair that's stuck with a STD. They just pass it around. They'll sleep with anybody, don't matter who it is. We have karmic here. It's a karmic toxic family. That has trust issues. Imagine, they have trust issues, but they sneaky. Anywho, child. Whatever. Just doesn't make sense. Could be a Leo or a Cancer. A Leo may have Cancer. It could be prostate cancer. Somebody has prostate cancer. Look, health is in reverse. Yeah, someone has, yeah. Yep, we have grief here. Yep. They're not doing well. Yep, changes to this person's health. The whole group, everyone that was involved is not growing. Everyone has some issue with something, and it's bad. You think what you went through was bad, and it was. I'm not negating that it wasn't at all. I'm not. Yes, what you went through was horrible. It was horrific. Yes, 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 yes. But what they going through right now, harshly, it's like that big brother or big sister that you never had, or you wish you may have had, and they just come in. They just doing the darn thing for you. You know, more so spirit wise. They're doing the damn thing for you. And yeah, you made these individuals believers. You did. They didn't believe before, which is odd, because if they were connected to God, how don't you believe in God if you were connected to God? Because they keep saying, I love God, God love me. Okay, cool. But you doing that? Okay. So now they're a believer, but how can you be a believer if you already believe in God? You see where I'm going with this? They don't make sense. They don't make sense. They don't. You believe in God? Yeah, I do. Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, and that's my star power. I'm aligned with my star power and da da da. You are? Yeah, yeah, I'm very spiritual and I'm this. You are? Oh, okay. Okay. You gotta let people be. Just let them be. Just let them be. Oh, okay. And you move around. Oh, okay. You ain't gotta argue. You ain't gotta fight with them. Oh, okay. Move around. Because the moment that they realize that you onto their bad vibes, now they're going to try to exert themselves, because the fear of your power, when they realize that you realize that they had bad vibes, they try to be in your blind spot because they're afraid of your power. So it's like they want to pounce on you so you don't see their attack coming. Coward. BS. PUSSY stuff. It's just ridiculous. All right, so we have Capricorn, Taurus, Pisces, Cancer, Gemini. Hey, Deb. Pisces. Oh, sorry. It could be Pisces, but Sagittarius. Sorry about that. Pisces was a Freudian slip, so it could be a Pisces. We have Scorpio. You're welcome. Taurus. I mentioned Leo and Gemini. And Leo. All right, so if that resonates, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I will see y'all guys on the next one. Y'all take care. Thank you so much for the gifts today. It is truly appreciated. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Thank you so much, Instagram Instagram and Facebook. Thank you for the shares as well. I am going to upload this so that way you can watch it at your own time and leisure. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye. And thank you, YouTube. Thank you so much for all of the gifts, the shares, the comments as well, the compliments. It's truly appreciated. I love you guys back. I'm not sure if I want to be here today. I have things that I got other things that's like priority right now. But if I do, I'll pop up later, okay? So I'm not sure if I want to come on, but I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye. Au revoir.